The air raid siren is literally going off. It's got a rocket attack going on now. Minute 1 in Kyiv.
Right, boarding now. There's a massive queue. I'm starting to feel a bit nervous now. We get a really, really long travel the other side. Yeah, see what happens. I don't really know what's going to happen. This is, I don't know if this is the stupidest thing I've ever done, but it's probably up there. Nah, actually it's not. But that probably tells you a lot about me. In fact,
I'm going to Ukraine to understand for myself exactly the situation that's going on there and to see, most importantly, how the war has affected people in Ukraine's capital city. I haven't told my mum where I'm going, but hey, that's part of the adventure.
That was one gnarly bodyguard. I speak very good Polish. Anyway, that is leg 1 now done. Time to collect bags. Leg 2 coming up, and leg 2. I've got a long way.
Leg 1 is a quick hop from Heathrow to Warsaw.
Warsaw Central train station, and I've got some guys who are coming to meet me now and give me a bit of advice about how to get across the border. These guys have been over in Ukraine now for a good couple of years. I'm not going to say who they are or what they do, what they're doing there, but really, really interesting. And I got in touch with them through various people, and one of them happens to be in Warsaw at the moment. We are going to chat through, and he's just going to give us some ideas about how to get through.
I met up with some mercenaries who have been fighting in Ukraine since the war began. They're mostly ex-British and American service personnel who use their skills to go and help protect the Ukrainian civilians against the Russian invasion. You'll understand that for their safety and for mine, I'm not going to say who these people are, but it was really helpful to understand much more about the exact difficulties I would face getting across the border and also what to expect on a daily basis. It takes about 36 hours at maximum to get from the UK to Kyiv. It's not easy and it requires a lot of time on trains. But this was incredibly helpful for me and it gave me an insight not only how to get there, but also what to expect.
The train will stop, Polish customs guys will come onto the train, and they'll just basically come through and collect all the passports.
What, then they come back with them, or they just do them?
So they literally stay in your cabin. There's another train station called in Poland, which is good because they do the customs checks from Polish side before you get on the train, which is because you'll notice you do the Polish side, which takes like 2 hours. Then you go a bit and you get to the Ukrainian side, another 2 hours.
Oh, is that why it takes so long?
Yeah.
So it's actually only like an 8-hour train, but there's just 4 hours worth of Eastern European customs.
Yeah, because they obviously stop in one place and they've got to do the whole train in one go, which is 1,000+ people. Takes a while.
At home, I don't think anyone would expect that you'd have a train with 1,000 people on it going 3 times a day into Ukraine. Yeah. It's very much this view that it's this like massive war zone, and it's still like heavy fighting and stuff there. You still have a lot of you still get the incoming coming in and over Kyiv and stuff, but with the air defense being so good, actually it's much more difficult for them to.
The thing that you find with the air defense as well is like that's because it's obviously exploding in the air. It all sounds a lot closer than it is. Like if it hits 500 meters away on the ground, the amount of sound that's being absorbed through the buildings, you might feel a bit of a rumble and you'll hear something. But when it blows up like over there.
But how often are you actually getting ground strikes?
In Kyiv, I think they sent 65, 70, and I think 6 of them got through. And they took out like 11 of the caliber hypersonics. They took all them out.
It's going to be the first time. If it happens, it would be interesting to see if there is actually anything while I'm there. Yeah. But it's the first time getting IDF'd in a while. Since Bagram? Kabul. I haven't been shot at in a very long time. I'm really hoping I don't get...
You won't get shot at, no. Have you been on the base already? No, I'm actually fucking hanging out for payday. I've already got cash on me as well, and I can't bother to go and change it. Well, payday's tomorrow at like 2 o'clock. As you can imagine, oh, that's quite nice. That's quite because I'm getting about half an hour. I owe 100 quid. That's all I left this month. I proper strung myself out this month and lend loads of money. Borrow.
Listen, fucking hell, some things never change, do they?
It's so squaddy, isn't it?
Yes, you are the squaddy.
It was bizarre to end up speaking on the phone to somebody that I actually know from the army. Anyway, I got dropped off at the other train station in Warsaw, and it was time to make my way down to the next connecting point where I would get a train into Ukraine. So this took a couple of hours, and actually very comfortable journey on the Polish train system, much better than the UK system. Put my feet up and watch Reacher.
Okay, so I think I'm going to get down to the next place. I will have to wait there for a few hours and then catch the next one. It's kind of shady because I'm basically just waiting in the middle of nowhere.
As you can probably tell, I was pretty nervous at this point as reality was setting in.
I think it's kind of, I think I'm kind of honest, I'm kind of excited because, excited because I know there's a new place I always wanted to go. Nervous because obviously there isn't good. I just want to to the boys who have been there for a time. They're obviously very vaccinated and have pretty much suicide. Yeah, the one of the boys I was just with was, they're saying was sort of, no, she's a comment in our mom that you're kind of used just all, which I guess is similar to, but as an Afghanistan, it's saying that it was got the first several times, so head to the bunker for the next two times. Such that not that far from where we're staying. And so they went down to the base of the building.
Hours to go. Trains at 23:14. This is the end of leg 2, as it were, of a 3-leg journey that I'm doing to get into Kyiv. And we've taken a train down from Warsaw to Helm. And now from here, we're going to get an overnight train sleeper where I've got hopefully a cabin with just me and one other person. Fingers crossed that's not booked out, but that's not for 23-40 hours. And then from there, we're going to be going across the border and in. It's going to take a while. Anyway, there's a lot of people here waiting for trains as well. So I think it's a lot of families going home, which is really cool. Now, as you can see, this is kind of a bit middle of nowhere, really. Oh, I'll just drop my phone. So if you look behind me, you can see lots of trains. These are some of the sleepers, but it's pretty cool. We will see what happens. But I've been on my feet for quite a while now, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting my head down on the train and just getting into Kyiv tomorrow.
So it turns out that the train behind me was in fact the one that we were getting into Kyiv. This is from the Ukrainian national train operator. So at about 2200 hours, we were able to start boarding, made our way across the platforms and down through the throngs of families who were trying to get home and over onto the train. You get your details very rigorously checked before you get on the train. And I'm in my cabin for the night. This is it. This is Olga, who's just come back from London. She's just been showing me. She's done more stuff in London than I have. She's feeding the birds, playing with the parrots and everything. This is our cabin for the night, and then we'll be in Kyiv tomorrow lunchtime. Back to Kyiv. Okay, well, here we go. This is where I'm sleeping for the night. Got passport ready for when they come round in a bit. Olga's popped off for a wee, I think. Not sure. We've just been swapping stories of London. She's been showing me her little trip there. This is the cabin. And yeah, so here we go. This is it. This is the final little bit to cross the border. I've got to turn my phone off now. A, I don't want to be using like data when I get over there, but B, for a whole bunch of reasons, like I don't want to be getting my phone number tracked and stuff when I get to the country. So if anybody does do this route and you have a UK number or a US number or something like that, it's probably best cut it, swap to a different SIM phone and move over. I have got some other SIMs, a SIM and a phone waiting for me on the other side. I have to cut my data and everything now before we cross the border. But there we go. What time is it now? It is 23:41 hours. I have been on the road for about 18 hours now. And now we've got 13 hours ahead of us on this and try and get some head down and get a bit of sleep. Got Reacher to finish on my iPad. I don't feel that nervous anymore. I think it's kind of weird. I'm here. I've been chatting to Olga in like broken English. I've been using the Translate app to speak. Just met some Americans on the train, filmmakers who are coming over. We'll see what happens, and hopefully, famous last words, a relatively incident-free trip across the border and all the way up to Kyiv, which is actually a really long way. I will see you all in. So as I'd been told, the border guards came through. So the first ones were the Polish border guards who are checking you leaving the country. And this is a couple of hours into your journey. And then you have the Ukrainian border guards who come and do it. Now, the Polish side do it all digitally. They come around and scan it. And the Ukrainian side is manual. So it takes a long, long time.
Well, good morning. That is, we are now a few hours away from Kyiv. So the border guards are on twice last night. It's about 8 o'clock now. We have a bit of a shower. The border guards on to check our passports twice last night. Sat still for a good few hours. They actually got a lot of time, I think, sitting still with went through everybody's passports twice. I'm going to go have a shower, so I've been given a little flannels and towels so we can go to the bathroom to have a quick wash because I smell pretty bad. And I can't see the GPS on my phone just because I've got the location services turned off and the data turned off. So, excuse me, it was very hot in here last night. There's a furnace down the other end. I've actually just been told off for filming. It meant that we had the air as hot as the sun coming out from under the beds last night. I'm not sure anyone slept that well. Seemed to have a good night. Olga seemed super alright, but we couldn't get the lights turned off at various points, so she was raging. Someone got pretty angry with the train, maybe. So I'm looking forward to getting off this train now. Or just out of trains in general. I think I've been in a... What time was my flight yesterday? My flight yesterday was 10:30. It would have been a solid sort of 18 hours of just travel, which is quite a long time, to be honest, isn't it? Look, the staff on this train were quite jumpy. The border guards were jumpy. Train people were jumpy, the information people were jumpy. All the passengers seemed totally chill, but I think just from a procedural perspective, people are a bit jumpy about this sort of stuff. We will see. Anyway, so I'm going to see if I can find a coffee.
So back to the army days of a quick wash with a flannel and a bowl of water. So you can't drink the water on there, but I just gave myself a rinse down, got rid of the smell, and a cup of Starbucks very sugary coffee that I'd managed to buy in a supermarket at the terminus station the day before. We were deep into Ukraine at this point. It's 10:30 in the morning and I am very, very tired. We didn't sleep at all the night before. Nerves were okay at this point. I think I'd got to this point now where I had arrived and we'd started to see towns. We travelled through Bucha, which, as you may remember, is where the Wagner group committed the unspeakable atrocities against the Ukrainian people. Seeing that station sign really brought it home. The people here have been through so much over the last few years, and it's terrifying to see how nonchalant we've become in the West. Arriving in Kyiv, Olga used the Translate app to say thank you to the British people for their support, and could I pass that on? So consider that done. She also said, I hope we don't get any missile attacks. Her 2 kids are in fact now living in the UK under the refugee scheme as well. So it was a very poignant moment.
So we just arrived in Kyiv and Olga just very kindly said that using Translate app just said to have a great time, thanks to the UK for being so supportive of Ukraine, and hopefully there are no missile attacks. And the air raid siren is literally going off, as she just said to me. I hope there's no missile attacks while you're here. Yes, this is it. Minute one in Kyiv, and there's got a rocket attack going on now. Well, the siren's going off, so we'll see what happens. C'est la vie, c'est la vie. Here we go.
So with absolutely no idea what to expect, I stepped off the train and out into central Kyiv. This was incredible to be here after everything we've seen and heard over the last few years, to look around and see signs of normality, but also the fact that the military and the police are absolutely everywhere. Anyway, stay tuned for part 2 and beyond.